In this video tutorial, we're going to learn how to work a three-dimensional object to move to the next step, the laminator. Laminator is a device which allows us to separate or split our 3D model into thin layers so that the printer can process, by using molten plastic, a correct deposition layer by layer. The first thing we're going to do is to import two files called hand and base. We can import these two files in MeshMixer using import option. We first maximize, click on import, select hand plus base, both files, and we click on open. As you can see, we find two three-dimensional objects, a hand and a base, that when we finish the whole process and we print it, will let us, for instance, screw it to the wall and use it to hold the house or the car's keys. Before starting the process, we are going to set up our MeshMixer as we saw in previous tutorials. First of all, we click on View and then on Object Browser. Object Browser is a tool that allows us to see the items we have on our scenery. We can access to it through View, Show, Object Browser. This window shows two elements, base and hand. We can hide one or the other, as we please, although when we choose, MeshMixer will have them hidden in order to be aware the object is in the scenery. We can also duplicate the objects using this button or delete them. These options dealing with displays, duplicates, are interesting if we want to keep on working with our figure in the future. Next step is to activate the orthographic view option in the View menu. To finish, we go to File Preferences and in General, we select the option we want to use to see correctly the polygonal faces. Select Choose Face Normals and click Accept. Once this is done, we move on to the next step. We have two items, hand and base. We want to merge or combine into a single one. What's the reason? Just because we want to print it as a whole. We could print the two items separately and later stick them both with a strong glue. First thing to check is none of the item has any defect. We choose the hand, we go to Analysis and Inspector. As we can see, there is no defect anywhere, which is a good sign. It means our figure is correct. We click on Done and then we select the base. We do the same as before. Analysis, Inspector. It does not show any defect either. We are going to do a Boolean operation, specifically a Boolean union. A Boolean operation in a three-dimensional software allows us to fuse, section, or split an object A with respect to an object B, or different items with respect to others. Boolean operations are very important when creating items or new figures, as they let us generate new objects. In order to do a Boolean operation in MeshMixer, we must select both objects. We select the base and using Shift button, we select the hand as well. Then we click on Edit and we see that among all the available options, one of them is Boolean Union. We have to remark, when we now choose this option, an error will occur. The software, due to this error that exists, will make the objects disappear. We will see now why this happens. We click on Boolean Union And as you can see, none of the objects can be seen now in our scenery, although they are in the browser window. Let's cancel. Why does this happen? The objects in a Boolean union must be overlapped and not only touching slightly each other. That is, part of one of the items must be inside the other one, and this is not happening in our case. We have two items which are really close, but which are not completely fused with each other. In fact, if we use the front view and we get closer, we can see a small gap between them. This is why we could never do a Boolean union. To solve this problem, we are making the hand to go inside the base. We select Hand, Edit, Transform, and with the Z axis, we put the hand a bit inside this item, taking care it does not go completely through and we haven't got it at the back of it. Once this is done, once this is completed, we click on Accept. We select Base and Hand, both objects. Back to Edit, and now we choose Boolean Union. Now, neither the hand nor the base disappears. We have a basic preview of objects A and B in two different colors. Next issue is important for us. We have to define the quality of the union. The union of the hand and the base is defined by this option where we have precise, maximum quality, or fast approximate. If we choose fast approximate, the edges of the union will have defects. This is just a preview. I am not doing the operation still, not until we click on Accept. You can see the quality of the union is worse than the one we obtain with precise. We'll see now how the edge is much better defined. Well, this should be ready to do a Boolean operation, but we are going to find a problem, a really important problem. We order MeshMixer to show us the wireframe of the figure. As you can see, the hand mesh is much more complex than the base one. This has negative effects when doing the Boolean union. In what sense? Well, we deactivate Show Wireframe to see the hand as before. If we do the Boolean operation now, we will see how the base deforms, and now we'll see why this happens. Let's do the operation and we'll see how the base is deformed. We click on Ctrl Z and we'll see why this is happening. Look at the back quality of this base. Ctrl Z, we are undoing the last step. Now let's go back to this. The problem is this option is on, Auto Reduce Result. What does this mean? When we do the Boolean operation, let's click again on View, Show Wireframe, many extra faces will be created in the joints. As we can see, many triangular faces appear, something we do not see at the back. The software creates these triangular parts, and then using Auto Reduce Result, we are trying to reduce these to the minimum. As it is a software and not an intelligent being, the result is a bad optimization of the figure. Just by clearing this option, Auto Reduce, the final result will be of a better quality, but it will entail a greater polygonal load. We clear View, Show Wireframe, and again we do the same as before, but without Auto Reduce Result. We click on Accept and we wait until it is done. As we can see now, the operation has been done correctly. There is no defect at all, but we will check through Analysis, Inspector. Inspector shows there is no defect. Now, at last, we have one only figure. It has joined the hand and the base, and it has named it just base. We can change its name with double click, and when we can name it now hand underscore base. To finish, we will export our figure to Laminator. That will be the next tutorial, but we are exporting it now, and we will name it hand underscore base. Click on export. We name it hand underscore base underscore union, and we save it. This operation will last more or less depending on the polygonal load magnitude of our figure. In the next video tutorial, we will download Laminator, which is completely free of charge and developed by Ultimaker, and we will learn how to configure it to obtain a G-code file for our printing processes. See you in the next video.